Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Bennett Tchaikovsky, and this is my Wiley solution um, book, Accounting Tools for Business Decision Making. This is the 8th edition. Textbook authors are Paul Kimmel, Jerry Weingant, and Jill Mitchell. Question used in this presentation is copyright 2022 by John Wiley and Sons. Wiley, all rights are reserved. This is for educational purposes only. Video may not be distributed or redistributed without the express permission of Walter White. Now, I'm just checking to see if you're listening of Wiley. The solution presentation is copyright 2022 by Bennett Tchaikovsky. All rights are reserved. The opinions contained within those presentation are those of myself and not the authors of the textbook or of Wiley. Man, they don't want to have anything to do with me. All right, let's go over here. And before we thank that bus driver, let's take a look. So we've got Spencer Cars. Is that like Cars for Kids? 1-800-877 Cars for Kids. I've been doing these questions too long. I got to stop. So Spencer Cars provides shuttle services between hotels, between 4 hotels near a medical center and an international airport. Spencer Cars will use his 2 10-passenger vans to offer 12 round trips per day. A recent month's activity in the form of a cost volume profit statement is as follows. So they've got sales of 1,500 passengers, variable costs, fuel, tolls and parking, maintenance. So what this is really going through and doing is that it's asking us to go through in terms of determining the break-even point in sales dollars and then the number of passengers. Okay, so what we want to do here, though, is like we're just going to rewrite this. We're going to have sales. This is going to be 1,500, and this has a total over here of 36,000, right? So what does this mean? It means that the per unit, this is going to be 36,000 divided by 1,500 or 24. My variable costs over here, right? So over here, we've got fuel, tolls and parking, and maintenance. So if these costs over here were 5,040, 3,100, and 860, what I then need to do is to say, well, if I sold 1,500 units, then I'm going to have 1,500 of each of these. So over here, we've got 3 and some nice unround numbers. Okay. So if I take this over here, so my total variable costs over here on a per unit basis, 9,000. So over here, we've got our contribution margin is going to be 24 minus 6 or 18. And then this is going to be 36 minus 9 or 27,000. For my fixed costs, I'm going to have salaries. Have my salaries, depreciation, straight line, insurance, total fixed costs, and net income. Again, all I'm really going through and doing here is I'm rewriting this out, and I'll show you why momentarily. Okay, so my net income is going to be at 9,000. Okay, what they're first asking us to do is break even point in sales dollars and then the number of passengers. Okay, so when we look at the ratios, right, we've got over here, these are going to be the ratios we're going to need in order to solve this question. So over here, my sales price per unit is at 24 minus 6. So this is going to be at 18. Right, so this is my contribution margin per unit, or what we just computed right up here. My contribution margin ratio is going to be my contribution margin per unit, which is going to be the 18 divided by the sales price per unit. And I'm going to get that at 75%. My break-even point in terms of unit sales, 18,000. My contribution margin per unit is at 18. And so over here, this is going to be my break-even point in units. Okay, so my break-even point in units is going to be 1,000. My break-even point in dollars, fixed cost divided by the contribution margin ratio at 0.75. And this is going to be 24,000. Okay, so now what we need to do to make sure that this actually works, what we want to go now do is go through and plug in the numbers that we just came up with, just to make sure that it works, right? That's what we want to go through and do. So over here, my per unit. So if I'm selling 1,000 units and this is going to be at 24, these numbers here are okay. So my variable cost per unit is still over here at 16. My contribution margin over here is at 18,000. And so if I just copy down these other parts that are over here, that was fun because I linked them. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is how we want to test break even. As soon as we come up with the formulas, go ahead and make sure that it works. Okay, so without calculations, so break even point, determine the contribution margin at the break even point. So we know that that has to be net whatever your fixed costs are, right? So at break even, the break even point is where your net income is 0. So basically the contribution margin has to be 18,000. That's why you don't need to do it without a calculator. So in any event, I want to thank you for joining me here today for this wonderful exercise 1811. And most of all, I do really want to sincerely thank Wiley for allowing me to continue to make these videos. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day.